work where I couldn't be recording while I was doing it because there was a guy downstairs fixing our heater. So I used that time to put in the this little chart here, which you guys won't be worrying too much about. I might talk a little bit later about how to build the selectors that will then enable you to get the details for this chart. But really, when it comes to the chart, I'll be taking care of that section for you. So then in doing so, I decided to change parts of the layout. One of the big things was in the net worth, before I had just a full separate wizard. Now I'm back to wanting to have the chart above, and I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I really want to give the user feedback that they're adding things, and I don't want them to lose interest. So I want them to see that as they add, so add a new item, and it's got a bunch of value, we add it, then boom, you can see in the chart how that impacts their net worth. So they feel like they're actually doing something as they're moving through. So that's just what I've decided I'm going to do. So we've got that. We've got the asset or the investment assets. Now if we go over here, we've got the property assets. We've got book value, current value. I'm going to change the name for book value. I also need to have it reset the asset or the label. And I don't know why it is doing this. So I'm going to go into the add form. I think that because I have it initially set as null, it's not resetting it. So I'm just going to set it to nothing. Then, where else? So it wasn't taking in the label for book value properly. So in the wizard, we called book value for this one. This is property, yeah, purchase price. So for some reason, this isn't getting through there. Then also, we've lost our color here for the first bar, which probably has to do with us changing some different things as we were going forward. So the subcategory for the first one is cash assets. I'm just going to fix this. I'm going to go into the add form, down into here. Yes, we changed it from short-term assets to cash assets. That was my bad. So now it should be switching back to blue. There we are. So we've got the cash assets, investment assets, property assets. I don't know why the names aren't coming through properly for the property assets. Then we've got to build out our unsecured debt and secured debt using the same form. And hopefully, then we will have a usable single component that can do everything. That's the dream. So first thing I need to do, okay, so it looks like here it's working. Why was it not working before? So we had cash assets, investment assets, property assets, unsecured debt, secured debt. So now it started working. There we've got the purchase price and the market value. So the purchase price, say, is that. Market value is that. Yeah, okay. And if I add this item, will it impact the chart? It's not properly. So there's something wrong with my selectors passing the details into the chart from the reducer. But I'll deal with that a little later. So we're going to go into unsecured debt now. We're going to create a in the wizard. Here we are. For unsecured debt, we're going to replace this with the add form. And let's see, the subcategory is unsecured debt. And the name is liabilities. The current value, so we don't care about that. It's not going to have a book value. What does it have a book value? Current value for secured debt. I'm just going to say current value. I'm going to say current debt value. And then we won't be using a book value, but we will be getting a payment name. But the payment should just be the same, so I won't worry about that. The interest rate will be interest rate. I'm going to pop into my unsecured debt form and steal the array that I built before. Okay. This is for the debt. So these are all the items that they can select and change the name as. Okay. And then the color. So it will be coming in as unsecured debt. We go into the add form. We can now change the color. In the event that it is unsecured debt, the color will be salmon. Okay, moment of truth. So we start with cash assets, good. Investment assets, good. Property assets, good. Unsecured debt, boom. That's it. It's working. Fantastic. And then secured debt. So our last one, we will be making a slightly darker color, and it's going to have a start date and then a balance. Okay, let's do it. It also has amortization. Now, unsecured debt, we do not have amortization there, so I'm going to go into the add form. This is where it gets a little gnarly. Okay, so for the mini range bar, in the event that the category is liabilities, oh good, so we already had that. I'm glad I'm not adding another one. Then it should throw an amortization there. Perfect. So because this is liabilities, then this amortization is thrown in. Perfect. Okay. Next, I'm just going to switch my screens over so that I'm not constantly going back and forth between that middle one. We're going to go into the wizard. We're going to replace secured debt with this. It is liabilities. Now it is called secured debt. We've got the current value. We've also got the book value. And we'll go starting debt value, maybe? That's what we should call it. Mortgage starting balance, interest rate. Ooh, I have interest rate 2 times. Gotta change that. Oh, now this is where it's a little tricky because this has to connect the names that we're pulling in with the types of properties that we named. So we did that in the secured debt. We pulled in, so where was that? Here we go. We did the property name selector, and we concatenated none of these in the event that the person wants to not select any of those options. So I'm going to go into the add form, and we'll say if the array, let's say if the subcategory equals secured debt, then we're going to have it do that. Otherwise, it's just going to be the account type array. Let's see how that works. that is crazy. Okay, I don't know what that was. Oh, and we didn't set the color, but oh, it's working. Wow, it doesn't have the proper cash value, but we have to fit the color. We got to change our color. So in the event that it is secured debt, it is dark salmon. So let's see here. Cash, investments, property assets, secured, unsecured, secured, boom, boom, boom. And we've got this, we can select it, add this item. So if we go over into here, say my house, say I bought it for a lot of money. So the names aren't coming through again. Something is peculiar there. That's not good. Interest rate there, add. Now, if I go into secured debt, I don't have add house, my house. So something isn't working. There seems to be an issue with and it's in my selectors that it's causing this problem. And maybe I will clear my local storage security, or yes, just local storage. So rental, I'm going to say rental property, boom, boom, interest rate, blah, blah, blah. So now, oh, so the name's not clear. There's some issues here. Oh, wait, it's because I didn't add it. Huh. Maybe I should have it so that when I click write, it also submits it. That might be a good idea. So if it clicks either of these buttons, it's also submitting it. Other people might forget to click add. So I've added it. That could be my problem before. So now, no, it's not in there. Okay, so then, and then market value is getting this name. That's not right. Okay, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time messing around behind the screen and figure this all out. So now it is showing properly. So yeah, I'm going to pause here and try to figure out what was going on.